I know you have.
My voice is getting a little shaky.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling these days?
I feel the same I do every day. Just to really enjoy. I mean, how do you not feel good when you have a crowd like this and people coming out and folks taking signs and bumper stickers and it's a good feeling to see the work that you put in and the message that you have is resonating with people, and I think it certainly is here in Scott County. We've always had great support down here.
I'm sorry. Why do you think you're having this surge this late? Coming from?
I said it, and I can't explain it any other than what we've been doing from the very beginning is going out and meeting with Iowans, and Iowans are they take their time in making their decisions, and that's what I think was going on. They're taking their time, and they take this responsibility seriously, and they're evaluating the candidates. They're considering all the debates. They're considering all the personal meetings, and I think they're looking at a candidate that they believe best fits the role of someone who can make the kind of transformational changes in Washington that are necessary, and more importantly, or as importantly, get there in the first place. In other words, win the election. And I think that's what if you ask the folks here tonight, I think that's what they tell you. A lot of people are coming up saying, I was undecided, but I got your vote, and I think that's what the process that people are going through right now.
What did the last election to prepare you for this race?
Well, it's been a great help in that you get a perspective of being outside Washington, and you see what the machinations of Washington from the outside, from a person who helped run a business for 3 years, for example, and see what government does and how they do it, and look at the leadership of this president, even the leadership of the previous one, and see how you can get caught in the mix as a senator or as a House member and sort of making concessions and compromises that just simply aren't in the best interest of the country, but you get so fixated on making the trains run, making the process work, that I think it's been helpful for me as a presidential candidate to come in from the outside as opposed to from the inside.
Senator, a lot has changed between yesterday and today. Now you're in more of your opponent's sights. Rick Perry has an ad mentioning you in earmarks. How are you reacting to that, and how are you going to put faces over the next 4 days?
It's been sort of difficult to go through this race and not get punched. I mean, that's sort of been the way every race I've ever run, it's been beaten, bloodied, bruised, and so I've been waiting for. I remember was with Newt the other day and at the debate, and I was just commenting, I said, another debate where the time differential was pretty extreme, and he said, well, consider yourself lucky because he had just been gone through the ringer, and I said, no, Newt, I don't. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to go out and take on the tough questions and respond, and I think we match up very, very well. I think no one said I say it all the time. I don't have a perfect record, but I've got a pretty darn good one, and the reasons I did what I did. If I made a mistake, I admit it. But if I think we did the right thing, I'm going to stand up and fight for the causes I believe in.
We gotta go. What about Ann Coulter? You gave her an elbow there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure that that earmarking funds, when Rick Perry hired people to earmark funds for Texas, is necessarily a great shot by Rick Perry, and that every congressman in the state of Iowa did the same thing. Every senator earmarked funds, and this is something that the state of Iowa understands that was done and has been done for a long time, and subsequent to my being in the Senate was found to be abusive and was ended. And I supported it when that happened. So I don't. If this is the best they got against me, then we better go back to the drawing board.
Thank you. Why should women voters vote for you? I hear you talk about families a lot. How do you distinguish yourself from women voters?
I don't look at voters, based on gender. I look at voters based on beliefs. I think a lot of voters are looking for someone who supports, families and supports, educational choice and supports lower taxes and more freedom and responsibility. I don't see that as a gender issue.
Thanks for your time.
You bet.
Ann Coulter. Ann Coulter.
Didn't I respond to Ann Coulter?
Yeah. What about some of the conservatives that have been giving you flack this
Why would
week?
Ann Coulter criticize me for voting against the McCain-Kennedy immigration bill? I mean, should I have voted for amnesty? Should I have voted for comprehensive immigration reform? Because that's of what you're saying, then it doesn't sound like you're the real conservative here. I think when Jim DeMint and every conservative in the United States Senate voted against the McCain-Kennedy bill, yes, we voted against E-Verify, but we voted against a pretty bad bill that that at least I think you said you were against.